Welcome back to yet another episode. I hope you're doing well. And I think we'll speak about IPL today. Mm, We are not going to go into who's winning the IPL because honestly, we don't understand so much about cricket as much as some of the cricketers themselves. So we'll stop ourselves short of that. But we'll just try to talk about the journey, what's it's done to the people. So we'll start with you, Arjun. And what are your general thoughts on the IPL?
Oh, it's great. I love the IPL, especially because of the entertainment aspect that it's brought into cricket. Think about the evolution of cricket from 5-day test matches to like IPL that's just done in a few hours. I think the first edition of IPL started when we were in the first or second year of college, and it changed the whole game. It became so much more enthralling, high scoring. So I really like IPL that way, especially because it's brought in this whole aspect of entertainment, right? You have the family could just go in on evening, spend a few hours, watch the game. There's performances, dances, everything around it. Like I love the whole concept of IPL.
So again, so it's cricket and all the other things that I think for the first time in our country, we got a product that was fun to watch.
Yeah.
We could finish the game in about 3.5 hours, and then we could go back to sleep at without really worrying about who's the overnight batsman, who's still batting, and so on and so forth. So, in terms of us having some sort of liking or support for some of the franchises, what do you think it has done to the common man in the country?
Oh, the common man in the country would, it's almost like a league sport when it comes to soccer, right? You can draw a parallel. Like I'm from Calcutta, I'm supposed to support KKR, right? So it's almost like you have an allegiance to the team of your city or your state, right? So that's one of the things. And also, I also want to draw a parallel with baseball in America. So in America, some of the primary sports are basketball, baseball, American football. And while a lot of people in the South swear by American football, but baseball is so commonly watched because you go with the family, watch for a few hours and come back. So IPL, I think, is the cricketing version of that, and it's amazing. Now, in terms of me personally, while my head supports KKR, I'm from Calcutta and all of that, but I'm also a Bengali and my heart supports Saurav Ganguly. So when Saurav went to Pune, I supported Pune. When he coached Delhi, I supported Delhi. So I'm a flippant fan in that way. What about you, Afi?
So, yeah, that's interesting. I've lived in many cities in the country. I used to like Sachin quite a lot. So when IPL started, I started supporting Mumbai Indians just because we had Sachin playing in the
Of
team.
course.
And after that, we had, I grew fondness towards Mahendra Singh Dhoni. Then he became the captain. Obviously, Dhoni was doing really well. So that's why uh, the support were shifted towards Chennai, and I know that Dhoni is probably towards the end of his career right now, but still, you just want Dhoni to go and hit sixes from the word go and score hundreds, 100 a century in say 25 deliveries or whatever. It might sound crazy, but yeah, as of now, I'm a fan of CSK and. Mm, We'll see how this goes, but it's truly entertaining. That's the only cricket I watch. So,
So let me stop you right there, actually. You mentioned CSK, right? And with the whole ban that was there, like it must have made you feel terrible as a fan.
yeah, like when I think about the couple of years that they were under the ban, it was very confusing because you didn't know all the facts of the case, what was happening, what was not happening. Mm, yeah, it was kind of a little sad to see the team actually dismantle to go towards Pune. And I think there was a team in Gujarat that I think Ahmedabad or somewhere that they had another team. So it was kind of a little sad, but the silver lining was when they came back in 2018, they won the championship. And that was like, wow, okay, so they still have it in them. And Do you think that the IPL, we found an answer to the English Premier League for UK or the Spanish League for Spain?
I think yes, because think about it. For England or Europe, soccer or football is huge, but for us in India, cricket is huge, right? So I think yes, that's the absolute answer to that. I mean, I also know we had the Indian Soccer League, and again, there's the local leagues that also happen, right? But cricket is so much bigger than that, and we've got our own league, and it's great, and it involves players from all over the world. It's a good franchise, right? But there were other franchises that also started, like ICL, which could not do so well. What do you think was the reason for that?
Yeah, so again, the reason is simple and it's BCCI. So BCCI backed IPL and BCCI did not back ICL. And when it comes down to cricket, it's pretty much all about the money. In fact, for all that matters, it's money everywhere. So BCCI has deep pockets. It's probably the richest cricket board in the world. So, of course, this had to be a success. But we must also acknowledge the fact that they've done a really, really good job over the past few years, right? Like, otherwise, this competition would not have sustained after seeing the kind of scandals and issues that they've gone through, right from the days of Lalit Modi when those issues happened, then the match fixing issues that happened. And I was personally happy to see that there were bans on franchisees because when you take such a strong stand as a fan, I really like it because I remember losing a bit of interest in cricket when we heard about Hansi Cronier and all those other episodes. Hmm. So I think I'm a big fan of IPL. The one point I wanted to touch upon today was, what do you think it's done to people who aspire to be cricketers in the future?
I think it's a very positive step towards encouraging them. Why do I say that? You do not have to be among the top 11 players of the country to earn a living, right? So again, I'll draw the parallel with soccer in UK. Not every soccer player who plays at a club or plays for a club gets a chance in their national team. So that's the same thing over here. And players get to play for a long time. And also, players get to play at an international level. So even if you're not in the top 11, you don't make the cut for the Indian national cricket team, you still get to play with players from all over the world, and it's first class cricket. So I think it's a very positive move towards for them. Well, what do you think, Happy?
I think so too, because cricket, earlier cricket was also played by, I guess, fewer people because they would be like, if I'm not the best in my state, I don't think I'm going to get a chance. And now you don't have to be the best in your state. You can still get selected by a franchisee, take part in the take part in the Indian Premier League, and if you perform well, then you get a chance in the Indian cricket team. And interesting enough, IPL is one tournament in which we see that there are superstars who are probably not playing for the Indian cricket team. Like, I acknowledge that Suresh Raina is not playing this year, but what a stalwart he has been for the IPL. Mm, we have Harbhajan who's not playing this year, but again, what a legend of the game. And these are players who and in fact, look at Dhoni as well. He's retired from international cricket. In fact, he hasn't played international cricket since July of last year, but look at what the IPL brings. It brings us all the excitement. So this is on the people who've retired, and on the other hand, we have those 17, 18 year olds also who take part in it. So these would be the two major categories. And the third category would be the people who are trying to eye their way into the team. So I would take the example of somebody like a Varun Aaron, who has played cricket for the country, who was injured, who's trying to force his way back into the team. But of course, we have a great pace attack, so it's not easy. But it's great for everybody.
I agree. So one of the other aspects that I want to touch upon is business. how it's brought so much more business into the land. When I started my work career about 10 years ago now, I worked for a couple of months for the UV group. And it was very interesting to see the marketing guys talk with such excitement about IPL because obviously Kingfisher, right? And I remember one of the marketing heads at that time. His name was Mr. Samar Singh Shekhawat, if I am not wrong. So he was telling us these stories, right? Like they get all these international players, and they're just getting them to dance, right? And they're recording a video for that, and then they use those dance videos for the Kingfisher theme, right? And what was a very interesting fact was that these players, these international players, really enjoyed like Bhangra music.
Sure.
So that was a very interesting thing to note as a fan of IPL. And we were what, in our 20s then when we just got into the workforce. It was a very interesting anecdote that I wanted to share with you. Like the business aspect has been huge, don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely. It's after all, it's a business, and they are also looking at making as much money as they can. So, mm, maybe before we close off, I think we should talk about this year's IPL. Mm, It was supposed to be organized in April. The teams met with super challenging conditions. It was postponed infinitely before they found their way into conducting the tournament in the UAE. They have a bubble right now. So, what do you think about what's happened this year and how the BCCI has handled this whole situation?
I think they've done a good job. Why do I say that? Because sports is extremely important. And look, at the end of the day, it's business. It's, a lot of people's livelihoods depend on it. And as a society, we need something to distract ourselves from the constant stream of negative news and media hype that's been going on over. And other sports across the world have done it. Soccer has done it. The EPL started, La Liga started, Serie A started, basketball, the NBA is on. So other sports across the world are doing it, and if it can be done in a safe manner, if we have a bubble, then I do not think we have a problem. Because look, COVID is here to stay for a while now, and that's the new reality. So we have to adapt to this new reality and continue living. That's my take on it.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if the next IPL also is conducted in a bubble or mm, in fact, there was that tennis tournament last week in Italy with they did allow a few people to get inside the stadium. Maybe we'll have an IPL with 2021, which has a few people inside the stadium, but that's for another day. So thank you, viewers. This was uncut, unedited, spontaneous, without script. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll try to create similar content. So until next time, enjoy, and we'll catch you guys later. Bye.
Bye.